Alright, so this movie was so absurd that I decided to come back and do a review on it so I could try to get you to see as the viewer how absurd it is and save you the trouble of having to go see it. Or maybe, if you like me and you into this kind of cringy, good, absurdly but entertaining movie, then it may inspire you to go see it. And Terry Crews, I love you, but I gotta do it. Let's jump into John Henry. So I know most of y'all know who John Henry is, but in case there's a small amount who don't, I want to give you a quick synopsis of the history of John Henry. John Henry was a famous African-American man who worked in the railroad system back when they were building the railways. He was part of the spike driver crew. Well, as technology advanced, they created a machine that was supposed to do the work quicker and more efficiently than man. Well, John Henry wanted to oppose that claim, and he staked his job and the jobs of countless other men on it. So him and the machine raced, and to everybody's surprise, John Henry beat it. But upon winning, he dropped dead. With that being said, I don't really know where to start with this movie, because when I saw John Henry and I saw Terry Crews holding the hammer, I was like, oh, okay, he doing John Henry. I want to see what his play is on it. And even though there is a John Henry-ish message in the movie, this thing is kind of all over the place. So to summarize the plot, there's this gang that goes around snatching girls, and they put them in like the sex trade, and this one girl in particular who gets snatched has some connections, family, friend, people who care about her, who come to get her. And when they come to get her, she escapes, and then she runs into Terry Crews' character, who is this guy named John Henry, who's a black man who has a troubled past. He grew up around gangs and violence, but he's abnormally strong, and it's known by his peers and his family members. Now, even though that's the summary of the plot, this movie really doesn't make any sense. And it's like Terry Crews directed or produced or something in this movie, and you could tell that he was really trying to like go for all the acting chops on this. He was trying to go for the action, he was trying to go for the dramatics, he was trying to go for the highs, the lows. I mean, he was trying to do it all, and I hate to say it, but my man missed. I mean, some parts of this movie was so crazy and so confusing that like you just couldn't do nothing but say, what? Now, it's this one scene in particular I want to try to depict to y'all to try to help shed a little light on why I'm coming to this conclusion. And it's this scene, now don't worry, it's not going to spoil any of the story. It just helps show how odd and strange and confusing and crazy this movie really is. Well, they're sitting in the kitchen, and it's Terry Crews, his dad, and the girl who stumbled into his life, and they're trying to figure out what's the next move. And then out of nowhere they get this hard, loud, aggressive knocking on the door, and it's enough to startle everybody. Well, Terry Crews' character goes to investigate, and he starts approaching the door kind of drastically, not drastically, dramatically, and they try to make it intense with the dark lighting, and then they play like this. Oh, they play like the most off-the-wall music. I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you want to check it out, go check it out. If not, just know it was a crazy scene. And they tried to over-dramatize it, and it just missed by a mile. And when it was over, I was like, what? Now, I get it. Y'all probably listening to that like, I mean, I don't get it, Mike. They play music and scenes all the time. Okay, if that ain't crazy enough for you, here go another one. It's a plot point in the movie. It's spoilerish, but not really, so let me apologize now. If you don't want any spoilers, cut it off now. But anyway, it's the scene in this movie where John Henry gets shot in the head. Yes, shot in the head. He ain't got no helmet, nothing. He gets shot in the head from about maybe 15 yards away, if that. Probably more like 20 feet away. And not only does the man not die, when he gets up, the first thing he decides to do is shave. Now, while we're on the topic of absurdity, there's one more thing that I really just didn't understand in this movie, and that was the music. Now, I spoke about the music in that dramatic scene that they did, but the music in this movie was strange. The best way I can think about the movie and the music is like a play. It's like there were 3 different acts to this movie. 3 different people worked on it separately. Now, they had the plot, but they worked on it totally separately, and they brought it in at the end without even knowing, did a final edit, and then they just played the movie. Because whenever there are any of the Hispanic people on the movie, on the screen, the music is very Hispanic. It seems culturally appropriate. And then whenever there's Ludacris's character, yes, Ludacris is in this movie, whenever his character's on the screen, any of his guys, it's very like electric, bass heavy, hip-hop music. And then whenever John Henry character is on the screen, played by Terry Crews, of course, The music is classic Western, like the full whistling and the whole nine. Like it's sound crazy, right? Now I know y'all probably like, dang Mike, you really crapping on this movie, and I want to say I really wanted to like this movie. And with that being said, there are a couple things I did enjoy. First thing I enjoyed is Ludacris's first intro. Ludacris's character was absolutely ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about him. Just go watch the movie. But I think his first intro was pretty dope. They show his character. It was like the music, the setup, the lighting, and then like the whole thing. I thought it was dope. And then they played it every time he came on screen, so it got old fast. Beyond that, like I said in the beginning, there was a deeper message in this movie about there's always choices, and you know, it had a positive end game, so I appreciated that as well. Now, even though those are very small and subtle things, there was one major part of this movie that I absolutely enjoyed through and through, and that was the role that Ken Foree played. I think he smashed it. He was the most likable character in this movie by far. He was entertaining, he was funny, he was witty. There was a little bit more depth to him, the scene, than the other characters, even though they really tried to have layers in their characters. But again, my man Terry. Let's throw this in the way and try again. So that's enough for bad mouthing this movie, because I'm a huge fan of Terry Crews. So Terry, I just want to say, man, let's wash this one off. Let's throw it away. Let's start over fresh. But if I had to rate this movie, I gotta rate it a shit show. It is trash can juice. Alright, so that's it for this one, y'all. So for the comment combo today, I want y'all to tell me what was your favorite part of John Henry, if you watched the movie. If you didn't have a favorite part, tell me what was your most absurd part. Whatever it is, comment below and let me know. But as always, if you liked this video and you thought it rocked, like, comment, and subscribe to see more from me, Mike Proc. Later.